So this is lesson 31 of module 4. We're dividing decimal dividends by non-unit decimal divisors. So in problem 1, I have problem A here. I have 34 and 8 tenths divided by 0 and 4 tenths. So I'm going to use the method I used in the previous lesson where I'm rewriting this at first as a fraction. So 34 and 8 tenths divided by 0 and 6 tenths. The way this is written, I could divide it and go through all the steps, but I think it'd be much easier to make these numbers into whole numbers. So since they're in the tenths place, I'm going to multiply by 10 tenths. So 0 and 6 tenths times 10 is equal to 6. 34 and 8 tenths times 10 is 348. So now, though, we have a little bit of a situation here. This isn't really a mental math problem, right? Like, it's not a basic fact like we saw yesterday. So before we divide, I'm going to estimate this. I'm going to say 348 divided by 6. It's about the same as 360 divided by 6. Why did I choose 360? Well, I chose 360 because 6 goes into 36 evenly, right? 36 divided by 6 is 6. So I know that 360 divided by 6 will equal 60. So that gives me a really helpful estimate that gets me pretty close to 348. 348 is actually 12 away from 360. So I can actually think about it. If it's 12 away, that's 2 other 6s, right? So it's not going to be 60, it's going to be 58. I'm going to double check my math, though, to make sure I did this correctly. And so 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 5 is 30. Plus 4 is 34. 348. So this one is correct. I'm now going to try problem B, which is very similar. And that problem B is 7 and 36 hundredths divided by 0 and 8 hundredths. If you want, you could pause the video and try this on your own. So I'm going to follow the same steps as I did before. 7 and 36 hundredths divided by 0 and 8 hundredths. One thing I got to think about here, though, is that unlike the previous problem, this 8 and this 6 are in the hundredths place. So if I multiply by 10 tenths, these will only move over one place value, and I'll still have a decimal. So I actually have to multiply by 100 100ths. So 0 and 8 hundredths times 100 would be 8, and 7 and 36 hundredths times 100 is 736. So now I'm in a similar situation to the one I was in before, where it's a problem that it's not a very easy math fact. So I'm going to do some estimation. 736 is pretty close. It's about 720, and I'm going to do 720 divided by 8. Why did I choose 720? Well, there's two reasons. 720 is only 16 off from 736. And 8 goes into 72 evenly 9 times. So if 72 divided by 8 is 9, 720 divided by 8 will equal 90. So that means my answer should be around 90. And actually, I figured out a way to get really close, right? Because remember how I said 700, this is 16 away. 16 would mean there are 2 more 8s, right? Because 16 divided by 2 is 8. So if there's 2 more 8s, then my final answer is going to be 92. But let's double check to make sure I have that right. 92 times 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 9 is 72, plus 1, 73. It looks like we did do this one correctly. So this has been problem 1 of lesson 31, module 4.